Florida got their man down there, and they got him out of Louisiana by the name of Jon Sumrall. Don't get him confused with Pat Summerall, no relations. Alabama boy, man, going down there to Florida. I believe this is a home run hire by the Florida Gators, man, because they lost out of the Lane Kiffin sweepstakes, but they end up getting a prize out the box with Jon Sumrall, man. I love this hire and everything, man, but guys may think differently than me, but we're gonna see how they feel about this hire. Coach Al, how you feel about this hire with Florida getting Jon Sumrall? Um, do you think he's gonna succeed down there, the expectations and all that?
Yeah, hey Bresky, I can't say I love it. I'm more intrigued than I love it.
Mm,
Uh, and the only reason I say I'm intrigued by it all, only because the fact it has a lot of parallels to what Drinkwitz up there in Missouri. The guy comes from uh, G5 type setting, lower level. The guy knows nothing but success as a head coach at the lower levels of football. I can't argue with that because we got one in Alabama. The guy came from the lowest levels of college football, ascended all the way to the highest level of football, and he's been successful all along the way. This guy has a similar parallel in that he knows what winning is about. Okay, so I'm very intrigued by them taking rolling the dice on Sumrall. Question is, can he assemble the staff to compete in the SEC?
yeah.
I don't care what kind of mind you have as a coach, the head coach, can't do it all. You have to have people of similar pedigree and the whole desire to win, but also the background and experience to build a championship pedigree team. Can can he do that? Okay, that's why I'm more intrigued by the hire that they went for kind of reaching for the right guy to fit their program from a personality standpoint. They look at his background. I think they just betting on the potential that the guy could be the next great coach in Florida, given his track record, what he did at Troy and what he's doing at Tulane, programs with limited resources, right? But in their conferences, they were always at the top of their conferences. So that means the guy understands how to win. He understands how to put together a winning staff that filters down to winning players. Uh, can he do that at Florida on the SEC level, which is the biggest stage of college football? So intrigue more than love. Yeah, sure.
Mm. Hey man, hey, that's a great way of putting it, man. I just know him winning his two well, being at Troy, he played in the conference championship game. I believe he won them. And then going to the American Conference at Tulane and winning there too, man. So pretty much everywhere he has been, he's been winning. Like you said, man, that staff part is gonna really be important. That's really with any coaching staff if you want to be great. Yeah, the head guy gets all the love and the credit and all that. But man, you really do need to build those coaching staff. But
Listen,
oh,
one other thing to add.
go ahead.
Yeah, one thing at that level, the head coach at a major like Alabama, Georgia, whatever the case may be, he coaches the coaches. He may have a specific position that he specializes in, he cut his teeth on. Okay. But ultimately, he has to coach the coaches to make sure that they're still elevating, buying into the process of what he wants to try to do, or he sees some shortcomings in how they're not executing the mission, or what that's the key to a great coach. He can coach the coaches and then get inside of their head. They give them 4 seasons of success, right? The
Mhm.
collaboration piece, you know, and uh, and push down his coaching philosophy down to the team. So you're more like CEO, okay? But then if you got that kind of skill set where you just great in a certain position, uh, then you could really drill like Kirby Smart, classic example. Like
Mhm.
defensive player in college, defensive coordinator forever for Nick, and he's joined to the hip with Glenn Schumann on the sideline. Even though Schumer to DC, Kirby got a lot of input to make sure that defense is absolutely executing to his level. And Glenn Schumann got to keep raising his level of coaching to match Kirby. You know,
Yeah.
that's what what's the guy name at Ole Miss now? The curly head guy.
Pete Cola.
Pete
Pete
Golding.
Cola.
That's what Nick was hoping Pete Golden would be. He never would get Tosh Lapointe. That's what Nick was hoping those guys get there. And that's when Alabama started to slide because Nick never could get that defensive coordinator that could get to his level of executing that defense. That's what made Kirby and Nick such a devastating combination at Alabama.
Coach Carl, how do you feel about this hire down here in Florida, man? I think you have a different opinion than me.
I I like it, don't love it, and kind of really don't like it.
Mm,
Reason why I say I kind of really don't like it because everywhere he went, like he was in Troy. Yes, he can win. He know how to develop offenses and defenses to the certain stinks, but the coaching staff that he brought around him never lived up to the height. Like Coach Al said, he could never motivate the coaching staff to get on the level of his level. So he always tried to bring in guys that was better than him, and the guys that he brought in a lot of time that was better than him didn't want to deal with him because they figured they knew more than him and they was in a better predicament that he was in.
mm,
So if I bring in Coach Al to be my offensive coordinator and my head coach, knowing that he had way more experience, way more knowledge, way more talent than I do, me and Coach Al have a disagreement one time. Everybody gonna be looking at me like, but why you arguing with Coach Al? He know more than you. He's better than you. He's smarter than you. This, that, and the third. And every time you put somebody around him, you always trying to surround yourself with better people. Yeah, you want to surround yourself defensively with better minded defensive guys that can teach you more about defense. But you don't want guys that been in the league 15, 20 years of coaching staff that's gonna come in and undermine every time you make a decision. You want to bring in somebody that's gonna respect every decision that you make. Even if it's the wrong decision, they bring you to the side and say, "Hey, there you go. We should have done this different type of way." And then you can collaborate with your guys, like Coach Al would say, always say about the 4 C's. You have to be able to collaborate with your staff, as long with your players, to get the best benefit out of each. He been bringing in people on his staff that don't want to collaborate with him. You do that in Florida, you're gonna have a whole lot of hiccups. It can easily be same thing Florida went through the last three coaches. Same type of coach came in. Napier, it's the exact same coach is Summerall. Came in, same winning percentage, same different type mentality. Brought in the defensive staff that undermined what he thought. Brought in the offensive staff that undermined what he thought. And then as you can see, the team start dwindling. Once you get rid of a coach here and there, the team start playing better. A team play really well against certain teams and other teams they didn't care about because the players cared about beating certain teams. Like Florida cared about beating LSU, beating Miami, beating beating Florida State. Most of the team they didn't care about. They care a whole lot about beating Georgia. But you line them up against Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Kentucky, they didn't give a damn about beating those teams. So the kid then played to the staff. So in order for this to be a great hire for Summerall would have to bring in staff. If you're gonna take the staff from Tulane, the entire staff from Tulane, because it seems like those young guys respect them, he can get that entire staff and get Florida to accept it. Because Florida AD may not accept their entire staff. If you retain anything from Billy Napier's staff, you probably gonna bump heads unless they buy into what you're selling. So it could be a great hire, and it could be a horrible hire. I know a lot of those staff members in Florida was waiting on Kiffin, and then you get a Summerall, right? The staff may not like a Summerall. Summerall
Mm.
is not that mastermind that Kiffin is. And it could be one of those bigger and fighting, like you talking Mike Tyson fighting against Michael Spinks type of damn thing. You never know. But in order to be successful at Florida, you got to have the right head coach, right mindset, right staff, right GM, and everything had to go through the athletic department. So the AD gonna have to buy in to everything you selling. Every coach you bring in, the AD had to approve or disapprove it, and it could be bickering, could be head bouncing, and this, that, and the third. So I don't know, man. I
I
really,
think
You're touching on
I
something.
like the hire, but I'm not sold on it. A year or two down the line may change my mind.
gotcha.
You're touching on something.
I swear.
And I'm telling you what you're touching on is good. This is probably why I think Lane really took the LSU job, okay, because he wanted control. You don't think Nick Saban had control when he came in? He wouldn't have left the Dolphins if Mal Moore had to say, okay, you got the keys, you drive, we'll be the passengers, we go along with you. Okay?
Yeah.
And now Sumrall, if he got to go through all those levels of chain of command to make command decisions to run the program the way he thinks, okay, yeah, you're right. He's going to run into some problems because when he can't get it like he wants to, he's bumping heads with the AD and the GM. If he doesn't have that kind of control, it ain't going to work. That's not collaboration. That's not chemistry. It's damn straight communication. Okay, so the 4 C's are out the window. So that means that you ain't having success. We hope that don't happen to this brother. But if what you're saying is so, he didn't have complete control of that building, okay, that's a problem.
I think one of the things that
Could be a problem.
which he is, I remember a lot of folks talking about the AD. I can't even think of his name off the top of my head right now, but he had a lot of problems like that with Billy Napier. Like a lot of people has a problem, and actually a lot of people down there in Florida have a lot of problem with the AD. Talking about, man, he headstrong and just
Yeah, that's a problem.
like you like yes, you brought a national championship under your belt with the basketball team. Like it's cool when like Kentucky does that, or UConn or Michigan, somebody like that bring home a national championship in basketball. But I could tell you that's not gonna automatically save your job in football. So I definitely agree with that all the way, man. So if he can get out the way and just let him run, I deep down in my heart, man, I feel like with any program, that's why you see Kirby doing his thing. That's why you see Coach Saban doing his thing, man, because they had full control. And if I'm not mistaken, like Kirby was up for the Auburn job, and they didn't even want to give up full control.
Full control.
That job. That's why he didn't take that job. But it turned out he made the right decision going to his alma mater, and of course they gave him full control of that, and it has blossomed into a great thing for them down there in Athens. So I believe you want anybody to be great. I still don't know if Lane, with the money they paying Lane, they better give him full control, and I think he got full control.
I think with Lane, and Lane may have 75% of control. But at Florida, he probably wouldn't have got but like 25% of control, and that probably been over the recruits that you bring in.
Yeah.
You want control over the recruits you bring in, true. But you still have to have control over the staff you bring in. You can't bring in the staff that they want to bring in. They may want some older, wiser type of guy. You can't bring in no NFL 16, 17-year-old vet coach to come out here and play with you. Now, you can probably bring in Will Muschamp, and Florida probably allow you to bring in Muschamp as a DC. They may try to push for it. But do you think Muschamp will go down there and coach under Jon Sumrall?
I don't think
I don't think he would do it.
I don't think he'll want to be down there anyway because
I was just throwing out a name, like just throwing out a name.
Yeah. I was
like,
just using that hypothetical.
Like I could say Todd Grantham. You think Todd Grantham will go back to Florida and coach under Jon Sumrall? I don't think so. So who like what coach that you're gonna bring into Florida with you that these defensive guys in Florida, the defensive guys in Alabama, the borderline right there, that's gonna trust that you're gonna be able to develop them. You're gonna have to bring in some of the guys that you have in Tulane. Tulane is different from the SEC. Yeah, you can develop a 3-star in Tulane and put them on the field because the competition is not that bad. All you gotta do is just put them in the right situation and they can play. But you bring in a 3-star in Florida and don't develop them, you're gonna be looking like a fool. You bring in a 5-star. I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, look at Auburn on the Harson, on the Gus last 3 cycles of coaches. They done brought in all these 5-stars, and they but one paying out to be a 5-star. That's Cam Coleman.
DJ Lagway.
Exactly. I'm just saying.
Did they develop him?
Yeah,
I didn't see him get any better in the last 2 years.
and then
No.
that's
You know?
another thing too, man. Coach Al, like you said, development. Like, yeah, we can bring these guys in, but who is the guy developing? Developing should be the number one thing when you recruiting these type guys. Because
100%.
I don't care how big of a 5-star you was in this, you're gonna still need some type of development. And I feel like he can.
Somebody gonna have to come in there and
Yep.
take you into a whole nother level. You can come in the most talented kid in America. That's in high school. College is different. If they can't develop me and be the most talented kid in college, I'm never gonna make it to the NFL unless I transfer and go somewhere else to somebody that knows how to develop.
Will
And
Anderson.
how many top tier coaches that you gonna know that's gonna be that gonna have that fortitude to go down there and say, well, I'll go under here and I'll develop and I'll train under this guy who hasn't been proven anywhere besides Tulane. I mean, you did well at Troy. You got a few guys in Troy looks at the NFL. I think one guy made the roster wise he was there. Tulane, haven't heard anybody yet.
I think he's like an Eli Drinkwitz.
It's a track record, man.
You know?
Yeah,
What'd you say, Coach
I
Al?
think he's Eli Drinkers of the he's Eli Drinkers of the South.
Yeah, Clark Lee.
But
He one of them
Eli,
guys,
difference between him and Eli Drinkwitz had he had a little name about himself. He had a little banner about himself that coaches came in to work with him. He didn't get the top tier coaches, but he got some of the young brilliant minds.
I'm gonna tell you this,
and they start developing.
I'm gonna tell you this right now, Coach Karl. I hear the names that you putting out there. Really, Clark Lee just started really getting that type of buzz. For now, as a defensive coordinator, he's been that guy. But as a head coach, he really just started getting that buzz around Diego Pavia. So we're gonna really see how he does after Diego Pavia. But I feel like Sumrall
don't have to worry
be
about
that
Diego.
guy.
He just got the number 1 quarterback in the country.
But
he sure did.
And guess who else got a number 1 quarterback in the country? And look how he about to transfer. Nebraska had the guy over there. It's all about development, man.
I put it like this, man. If that guy can do that with Diego,
that's what they talking about.
Whoa, I didn't hear that, man.
If I get the number 1 quarterback in the country, he probably better transfer.
No, I'm talking about Nebraska quarterback. I forgot.
You talking about Raiola?
Dylan Raiola.
Yeah.
I'm saying that it doesn't matter what you're ranking. Once you step on campus, man, them stars don't matter.
That's right, brother.
Yeah, I'm just saying that you get the number 1 quarterback in the country. Clark Lee developed Diego Pavia. They didn't develop. Matt Rule didn't develop
Dylan Raiola, yeah.
See, he didn't develop. Raiola got there, and he's still the same talent he was when he was in high school. He hadn't developed. He hadn't got any better.
But
he may have regressed.
What did they put around him? I mean, what did they put around him? See, Clark Lee, he went out and got Jerry Kill out of New Mexico and brought that scheme in with Pavia and that tight end. So they brought, again, we got continuity, chemistry, collaboration. It's all in there every time. And then guess what happened? He went out and got in the portal and got SEC linemen and depth. That's been Vandy's whole problem. They couldn't compete on the line of scrimmage. Vandy can't compete now because they run that offense with bigger dudes that can move people. That makes it very dangerous. So now you get the number 1 guy committing to Vanderbilt. That right there is attracted to other players. Players want to play with players. Good like good. Okay? And so he going to attract, just like Keelan had some inertia coming to Alabama. Don't you think? Sedarian and all them boys looking for Keelan throwing that rock to him. Okay. You think Isaiah Horton gonna leave next year? No.
You know, man, you got that's the best thing about all this, man. You get these type of guys. That's why I said, man, we really ain't gonna see how they class. They gonna bring in the classes that they bring in this year because they ain't have time to recruit for that school. But only time would tell. But y'all let us know in the comment section how you think Jon Sumrall gonna do at Florida. How would you grade this and everything? I'm gonna ask the coaches real quick before I end this. What would they grade this? Give me a letter grade for this hire. Starting with Coach Ad and Coach Carter and myself, and then I end it.
I give it like a B-.
Okay. Coach
Yeah, I
Carl.
was gonna say a solid B.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm the only one here by myself, man. So I give it an A+, but only time would tell. Y'all don't, if it don't turn out, don't say, oh, I said it was an A+ at the end of the day. So
That's why I say I'm intrigued. I mean, there's a lot of unknowns about this guy at this level. I can't give it an A. I can't give it an A. He's not.
I ain't saying I'm just basing off the hire. I ain't saying what he gonna do. I'm just basing off the hire.
Yeah, even the hire.
Now, it's a phenomenal hire. Now it's an A+ hire. I can't lie, because the guy's a winning coach.
Yeah,
it's the mentality that me and Coach Al are concerned about.
Okay,
so you can win. Your scheme work everywhere you went. We don't know if it'll work in Florida
or the SEC.
The SEC, right?
It's a different type of ball. It's a different type of ball game. Because Billy Napier ran this similar scheme.
Yeah,
coming out of La Tech, it didn't work in Florida.
But y'all let us.
Can we translate? That's all.
Yeah, man. So y'all let me know, man, in the comment section, and hopefully later on down the line, man, we'll find out how this turned out. But we'll catch y'all on the next one.
Peace.